$1,500 a month. In one Mexican city, that's a comfortable retirement with money left over every month. In another, it's exactly enough. And in the third, the one you've probably been picturing, it barely covers rent and groceries. Same budget, same country, three completely different lives. Most videos give you one number for Mexico. Mexico doesn't work that way, and today I'll prove it with three real budgets, line by line. Here's the plan. One single retiree, one standard of living, a safe furnished one-bedroom, real groceries, eating out weekly, actual health care, not survival mode, priced in three cities: Mérida, Ajijic on Lake Chapala, and Puerto Vallarta at 2026 prices. Then, the part budget videos skip. What $1,500 doesn't cover, including the income Mexico requires you to prove before any of this is available to you. By the end, you'll know if $1,500 works for your Mexico, and which Mexico that is. Three rules so these numbers mean something. Rule 1. Same lifestyle in all three cities. Furnished one bedroom in a neighborhood where expats actually live, not the cheapest room in town. Cooking at home, plus eating out once or twice a week. A real healthcare line, not "I'll deal with it later." No car. All three cities work fine without one. And skipping a car is the single biggest lever in any Mexico budget. Rule 2. 2026 prices. Not the numbers from that 2019 blog. Post your brother-in-law read. Rents in Expat Mexico have climbed hard in 5 years. Rule 3, and this is the honest math part. Living on $1,500 and qualifying for residency are two different questions. Mexico's temporary resident visa wants proof of roughly $4,200 a month in income, or about $70,000 in savings in 2026. You do not need to spend that much. You need to prove it to get in. Hold that thought. We'll come back to it at the end. City 1. Mérida, capital of the Yucatan. And if you watch the city ranking video, you know it's the safest big city in Mexico. Here's the budget. Rent, $650. Furnished one bedroom in a safe, established neighborhood, North Mérida, or the nicer Centro edges. The range runs $600 to $900. $650 is realistic, not lucky. Utilities and internet, $120. Here's Mérida's asterisk. That number is seasonal. From May to September, it's brutally hot, and air conditioning pushes summer electric bills up hard. $120 is the annual average, $70 in winter, up to $180 in the AC month. Groceries, $250. Local markets, plus a weekly supermarket run with a few imported comforts. Eating out, $120. Mérida's food scene is one of the best in Mexico. That's a couple of nice dinners plus regular casual meals. Taco stands and cocinas económicas at $4 to $6 a plate. Healthcare, $100. A hybrid strategy. IMSS public enrollment plus out-of-pocket private care. Private doctor visits in Mérida run $30 to $50. More on the age wrinkle later. Transport, $60. Buses, Uber, both cheap and reliable. Everything else, phone, streaming, gym, fun, $150. Total, $1,450. Under budget with $50 of breathing room. And honestly, discipline on the eating out line turns that into real monthly savings. Verdict: in Merida, $1,500 isn't survival. It's a comfortable life with margin. The price you pay isn't money, it's the summer heat. City 2, Ajijic, on Lake Chapala, the largest American and Canadian retiree community in Mexico, with weather so good it deletes 2 budget lines. Rent $750. One bedrooms run $600 to $12,200 here. The expat demand keeps a floor under prices, so $750 gets you good, not great. This is $100 more than Merida for a less apartment. That's the cost of the community. Utilities and internet, $80. Here's the payback. Eternal spring at 5,000 feet. No AC, no heating, ever. $40 a month cheaper than Merida's average, and no seasonal spikes. Groceries, $260. Slightly pricier than Merida, smaller town, expat-oriented shops. The Wednesday Tianguis market keeps produce cheap if you use it. Eating out, $130. Ajijic has a disproportionate restaurant scene for its size. Expat demand again in both directions. Healthcare, $110. Same hybrid strategy with a bonus. Guadalajara's world-class hospitals are 45 minutes away. Local private consults run similar to Merida. Date.ye. Transport, $50. The village is walkable. Buses to Chapala or Guadalajara are cheap. Everything else, $120. Lots of the social life here, clubs, volunteering, lake walks, cost nothing. Total, $1,500. To the dollar. Verdict: Ajijic on $1,500 works comfortably in the world's best climate, inside the biggest support network of fellow retirees on the continent. But there's no margin. An unexpected $200 month comes out of next month. It's a yes with a seatbelt. City 3, Puerto Vallarta. LAT. The postcard. Let's run the same life. Rent $1,000. That's the honest 2026 number for a furnished one-bedroom anywhere near the zones expats actually live. Romantic Zone, Versailles, Marina, ... The published range is $850 to $1,300 and climbing every year. Yes, you'll hear about $700 deals. They're inland, unfurnished, or July only. Utilities, $110. Coastal heat and humidity mean AC most of the year. Groceries, $280. Tourist economy prices bleed into everything. Eating out, $150. And that's restrained in a town built around restaurants. Healthcare, $110. Good private options, English-speaking doctors, one of PV's genuine strengths. Transport, $60. Buses and Ubers, fine white dial. Everything else, $150. Total, $1,860. over budget by $360, 24%. To actually hit $1,500 in Vallarta, you'd cut to a studio away from the water, cook almost every meal, and trim the fun budget, at which point, honestly, you're living in a beach town without the beach town life. Verdict: $1,500 in Puerto Vallarta is a no in 2026. Not impossible, but a constant compromise. PV is a $2,200 plus city now. If the beach is non-negotiable on $1,500, that's a different video. Comment if you want it. 3 things live outside all 3 budgets. Landing costs. Visa fees, deposits typically 2 months up front, furniture gaps, the settling in spend. Budget $3,000 to $4,000 one time before your monthly numbers start being real. The healthcare age curve. That $100 to $110 hybrid line works well in your early 60s. Private insurance in Mexico gets expensive or unavailable as you age. Many insurers cap new enrollment around 65 or 70, and premiums for a 70-year-old can run $250 to $350 a month. The realistic long-term plan for a $1,500 budget is MS plus out-of-pocket private care. And it's a genuinely workable plan, but go in with your eyes open, and if you have chronic conditions, price your specific situation before you commit. And the front door, qualifying. One more time because it decides everything. Mexico wants roughly $4,200 a month in provable income, or about $70,000 in average savings for temporary residency. And the exact figures vary by consulate, so check yours specifically. If you clear the bar and spend $1,500, you're banking the difference. That's the good version of this story. If you can't clear it, Mexico's off the table, no matter how affordable Merida is. And countries like Panama, at $1,000 a month in pension income, deserve your attention. Instead, that full breakdown is in the visa comparison video. The case for retiring in Mexico on $1,500. In the right city, it's genuinely comfortable. Merida proves it with margin. Ajijic proves it with perfect weather. 2 to 4 hour flights home. Enormous expat infrastructure. And prices, while rising, are still 30 to 50% below comparable US living. The case against. The visa bar locks out many of the people this budget attracts. That's the single biggest deal breaker, and no budget video should hide it. Beach Town, Mexico has priced out of the $1,500 tier entirely. The healthcare line only holds if you manage it actively as you age. And one you can't control. Currency. These budgets are dollar converted from pesos. A strong peso year can quietly add 10% to every line except rent deals struck in dollars. Bottom line, $1,500 in Mexico is real, but it's real in specific places. And the gap between the right city and the wrong one is the size of your rent check. If you want budget math with the visa fine print included, subscribe. That's the standard here. Comment your number. Could you do Merida at $1,450? Or is the beach worth the extra $700 a month to you? Your answers steer what I build next. If your budget is tighter than $1,500, watch the Ecuador $1,000 a month breakdown. And if you're still choosing your Mexican city, the top 5 cities ranking is the companion to this video. Links on screen and below. The recap. Merida, $1,450, comfortable with margin if you can handle the summer. Ijijic, $1,500 on the nose. Perfect weather, zero cushion. Puerto Vallarta, $1,860. The postcard costs extra now. And underneath all three, prove $4,200 or $70 to get in, then live on whatever your city actually costs. That's Mexico in 2026. The country is affordable. The address decides how much. Next up, Colombia gets the same treatment. See you there? End. Total spoken word count, 1970 words.